The world's most influential companies look to LEK Consulting to enable growth, prepare for the future, and increase their impact. If you're ready to be a part of a top strategy consultancy, the firm is actively looking to add to its team of 1,800 consultants across 20 global offices. At LEK, you'll work on a wide variety of business problems to help clients solve their most pressing issues, from revenue growth to M&A to performance improvement and more. In addition, you'll gain exposure to a range of industries and problem types, resulting in world-class career progression opportunities. Ready to start making an impact from day one? Learn more about current opportunities and apply today at lek.com or click the link in this episode's show notes.
The STAR method. It's one of those acronyms that everybody in consulting knows what you mean by, but sometimes you have to just break it down to figure out how to explain how to use it in an interview. If you're not using STAR, you better be using CAR. If you're not using STAR or CAR, you're in real trouble for the interview. If you have no idea what STAR and CAR are, well, that's why we put this episode together. So let's jump in, walk through what it is and how to use it for your effective consulting interviews. The STAR method is an amazing acronym that helps you break down components of an answer to behavioral questions. And whether you're interviewing at Amazon, Delta Airlines, or McKinsey, the STAR method can be a really effective way to tell stories. Today, we're going to dive into what is the STAR method, as well as specific STAR method interview questions and answers. I'm Jenny Ray LaRue, and I'm a former Bain consultant. I used the STAR method when I was prepping for my Bain interviews. And we have two competing methods that we recommend, STAR and CAR. CAR is just context, action, results. That's the one that we're using most often today. But the STAR is kind of the legacy. It's the old school way of doing it, and there's nothing wrong with STAR. So today I'm going to walk through what it is and how you use it to prepare using the STAR method for your interviews. What the heck does STAR stand for? S stands for situation. It's where you explain the context of the problem and the background of what was happening. Second is the task. What needed to get done? What had to happen? What problem had to be solved? What issue needed to be faced? 3 is action. What actions did you take to solve the problem? And R is result. What results came as a portion of your action? One of the reasons that I really like STAR is that it breaks out the difference between the situation, who and the where and the why, and the task, the what needed to happen. So it really gives a bulk to the context that in our other favorite method, CAR, sometimes can get a little bit jumbled together. You need to spend about 10 seconds on the S, 10 seconds on the T, 20 seconds on the action, the A, and then 20 seconds on the R when you're building a story. What does that add up to? A total of 60 seconds. Why is STAR so important? Well, the STAR method for interviews will help you address problems where you could ramble 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes into a single, well-structured 1-minute answer. When you're answering questions for executives, like the ones that you're going to meet at McKinsey, Bain, and BCG, and or when you're trying to address key issues for executives at other firms like Google or Disney, you're going to want to make sure that you are addressing their problems in a very concise format. So let's walk through a couple of examples. The best use for STAR questions are not what we call direct questions. Walk me through your resume. Why do you want this job? Those are not great for STAR because they're not storytelling questions. The key to knowing when to use STAR is when the question begins with, tell me about a time when. Walk me through a story when. Those when questions, when they're asking you to tell a story or give an example from your background, that's when you use STAR as an answer. So let's give an example. Tell me about a time when you worked with a difficult colleague. So you begin by saying, I was working in a team of 6 people to address a $2 million budget overrun for a client that we had. That's the situation. The task at hand was to spend only 2 days with this assignment so that we could quickly get to the client the key issues and they could begin to address them. However, we recognized after one day of working that there was someone in our team who was completely checked out. And when we came to make the final plan, we realized that we were way behind. Then you move to the action. I had a one-on-one over coffee with this person to try to figure out what it was. Was it a skill gap? Did they not know what they needed to do? Was it a desire gap, or was it something else that was going on? And in the conversation, the person broke down and explained a really difficult situation that was happening at home with one of their kids. We recognized that because of the urgency of the project, it was really vital that we would get it done. And so we simply let her know that we were going to reassign the project work to other people, let her off the hook, and totally include her in the cycle of the process so she could continue to build the learnings, but we're going to do what it took to deliver on the client's work. I went back to the people inside the organization, explained the new plan, got them all on board, and we were able to deliver in the 2-day period exactly what the client needed. That's how you break down STAR. You start with a situation, you talk about the task, you talk about your specific actions, and then you end with a result. If you heard what I said, it was we, right? We had an issue. We had a task. We talked about the problem. Then we highlighted my specific action. So we went to the I, and then we came back to the we delivered the result at the end. It's a really powerful storytelling technique. It helps you build stories and tell them in a much more effective, quick format. So let me, before I conclude this episode, walk through a few of the STAR method interview questions and answers so that you'll know more flags for when you might need to use this methodology to answer a question.
We'll be right back after this quick message from our sponsor. Looking for accelerated career growth? Apply for open consulting roles at Palmtree today. Palmtree is a consulting firm with a private equity mindset. The firm focuses exclusively on M&A and the private equity investment lifecycle, helping clients maximize value while increasing bandwidth to source deals and raise capital. At Palmtree, you'll work with seasoned veterans from investment banking, consulting, Big Four accounting, and private equity. In addition, you'll learn the ins and outs of private equity and M&A advisory by working closely with the firm's senior leadership. Palmtree provides a unique opportunity to break into the M&A industry and experience accelerated career growth. The firm's elite leadership team is led by professionals who have worked in private equity, investment banking, Big Four accounting, strategy consulting at MBB, and corporate finance. The sky is truly the limit at Palmtree. Ready to love your work again? Learn more about Palmtree, see open roles, and apply today on the careers page at palmtreellc.com or click the link in the show notes.
Here we go. Number 1, tell me about your greatest accomplishment. That should be a fun story to talk about. Number 2, tell me about your greatest weakness. That should always be told in a story, not an explanation. Tell me about a time when you took initiative. Tell me about a time when you had to convince someone to do something that they did not want to do. Describe a situation where you had to confront a team member about something that was really difficult to talk about. Tell me about a time that you failed and what you learned from it. And tell me about a time that you motivated someone else to get a job done. There are lots of other situations of STAR method interview questions and answers, but these are a great sample. If you're interested in more questions, more examples, and more detail about the STAR method, have we got a treat for you? Free content on our website, managementconsulted.com. You can also check out more episodes by subscribing to this channel. Lots of great content on there. And if you've got direct questions about using the STAR method or want one-on-one prep to actually work on your stories, we would absolutely love to help you. You can reach out to us by email, team@managementconsulted, or you can find us on all of our social channels. Thanks so much for listening.